Howdy, I'm Nick Fouch from Fouch Off-Grid. Here we are. Day 2 of our permaculture design course is coming to a close, and I'm here to tell you what I took away from it. So we ended the day yesterday of day 1 doing some observation, because the first thing you do when designing anything, and in this case a permaculture site, is you go out onto the site and you just look. So we went out, we looked around, we wrote some things down, and there was a whole list of sort of categories that we were looking for and observations to make. We came back on day 2 and we tried to get a little more technical about that. Has some moisture to it. Early in the day, we started looking at elements, meaning different things that you're going to place around your property, the different features of your homestead in this case. And we first started just looking at a single element and trying to assess the input and the output of, in this case, a chicken.
Wake-up call. Weed control.
You think about what goes into feeding that chicken and what are all of the benefits of even doing that.
So I'm going to give you an easy one. The eggs can go to the people that love the chicken. The feathers can be used to do shelter for or jackets or coats for people.
You can take the eggshells and dry them, crush them, and toast them, and give them back to the chickens for calcium.
For the calcium.
Yeah.
So with each element around your homestead, you look at, your pond and your woodlot and your home and your animals and whatever food you're growing, and what you put in, what you get out. And then only after you've really assessed all of that can you look at, well, where do they all need to be, and is it even going to work to have those things? And if you get through that input and output exercise and you're putting way more into it than you're getting out of it, then you can really take a hard look at, well, do I really need to be doing that, and does it benefit me in any way, or is it just kind of fun? So there are points for having fun things on the homestead, but you really have to look at your energy input and the product you get out of it. The exercise where we tried to find the interconnections of these different elements, everybody did it a little differently, but the group that I was in, we just did a sort of a free form flow chart, drawing lines between this element and that element, and it was interesting to see sort of what had the most points coming to it or going away from it. It really helps you sort of get a handle on the interdependency of these different systems and how they work together.
When we do the site analysis, this is the stuff that we need to know.
I really have a lot of respect for Tim Barker, who's the main instructor here at the PDC. He's sort of running things. There's a whole lot of talent in the room, both instructors and students who have come here with already a great base of knowledge. It's a really good room to be in, but Tim will really call it like he sees it, and that's great for a designer in my mind. With my little design experience, he's not attached to any one idea out of the romance of it necessarily. It seems like he's really able to look at it from an objective point of view and make the call if it's worth doing or if it is in fact working. So I really appreciate that.
What about this side? Warmer. Probably even in winter, eh? So it's going to be warmer. Say this is where's our slope? So this little area here is going to be a bog. So what are the soils going to be like down there?
Acidic.
This
Acidic.
design process is really helping me to sort of step back, for one, question some of the decisions I've already made, but also give me a much better process to make decisions going forward. I still feel like I'm just barely scratching the surface of a design process or the underlying knowledge that helps me make those decisions along the way. But it gives me hope that there's a way to go about this where I'm not going to be quite so likely to screw it up.
So when the bubble lines up with the crosshairs, you know that that's absolutely level.
So later in the day, we got outside and we were introduced to some sort of rudimentary surveying tools, and that was mainly to get the size and shape of the landscape. We looked at different ways to measure slope, including a water level, you know, just a long clear hose full of water, and if you hold the two ends up, you can see the water level at either end, and you know those 2 points are level. So that's useful when determining slope, finding contour lines across your plot of land, and that sort of thing. There were other tools. We got all the way from a little pocket sight level to you know, your modern rotating laser level. All of these tools are varying degrees of accuracy at determining slope, and really more than the tool, it's just your methodology, that you follow some logical steps to get through known points to unknown points, if that makes any sense.
That's why I was saying.
Go get some gloves on there, Davin.
We've also had some little technical breakout sessions which have been great. So rather than just being mired entirely in design process and sort of big picture thinking, we've had the chance to go and look at some in practice solutions. So we talked a little bit about composting toilets and some different solutions to that, some things that do work, some things that have been tried and don't necessarily work as well. And the experience in the room really brought a lot of ideas that, you know, I had thought of, that I have heard of, but really made some more possibilities come into mind in our situation. It would make our system easier, that would make it more effective, and just less energy put in. We also had an opportunity with Ernie and Erica Wisner, who wrote the Rocket Mass Heater Builder's Guide, which we put in a video when we built our rocket mass heater. They did a little demonstration with fire for us, so showing us different shapes of fireplaces, sort of an evolution of the fireplace and what it's used for, and how those innovations sort of came about, leading all the way up to the rocket stove and rocket mass heater. And it really isn't high tech, it's really just stepping back and rethinking exactly how it works and not basing your fire solution on assumptions. So this is only day 2 of 2 weeks of this. So it's a lot of information. One of the guys here said it's like taking a drink from the fire hose. It's a lot coming at you, but it is exactly what I'm looking for. It's a process, it's logical reasoning behind decision making, and it's just going to arm me to really make solid decisions in the future. So thanks for watching. I'm Nick from Fouch Off Grid. I'm here at the PDC at Wheaton Labs. Come back tomorrow for day 3, and you will see my mind blown. Our solar panels are rocking. We're at capacity. We're over 10 amps.
And the children have appropriately trashed the camper.
Good night, Tubby.